guys, welcome back to Tira y Tara. My name is Abby, and today we're going to talk about how to trick yourself to be healthy, mutable signs edition. And I feel like I'm going to start with Pisces because that's probably the hardest to say out of all of these. Like, it's hard. I feel like it's really hard to get Pisces in a straight line. Sometimes, like, you got to look at the other placements, but usually Pisces dominant, stellium and Pisces, depending on what else you have in your chart, it's like hard to get them in like a straight line. And it's not, I'm not saying that everybody should be in a straight line. It's just I'm a Capricorn, so that's just how I live my life in a straight, kind of mainly in a straight line. But what I mean is, like, I feel like when it comes to falling into bad habits, Pisces would probably be the one to fall back into it the fastest, and we're gonna talk about it. So, tips for Pisces: how to trick yourself to be healthier. I think when it comes to Pisces, you guys need to be more conscious of how it affects the rest of the planet. If you can guilt trip yourself not to eat something that you know you shouldn't be eating, you won't eat it. However, there'll be times where you'll kind of, you know, you'll do it anyway. This is what I mean by you guys are hard to stay on a straight line unless you guys some other dominant placements that actually help you stay there. But for the most part, you guys need just help in that realm, just sticking to that thing. Just like if you can guilt trip yourselves, and the way I'm explaining it this way is because you guys are the most sensitive, right? So because you're the most sensitive, find out what happens to animals at farms. Find out about what happens to cows. Like, educate yourselves in that way. I'm not saying this to like hurt you guys, but it's more of there's a sensitivity, and there's that subconscious will come out, and the emotions will come out, and you guys will feel so bad that you can actually stop bad habits in yourself. And this is probably the darkest out of all the tips that I've given, just because I'm asking basically Pisces to, in many ways, put themselves in the position where they'll feel some sort of pain. Because if you're educating yourself, a lot of the time what you're going to find is a lot of disappointment, and you're going to hate humans for what they do to animals and what they do to people. However, you guys have probably the most empathy in the whole entire zodiac, arguably. Cancer would be like, what? But for the most part, you guys can really actually feel the thing so bad, like it'll hurt so bad that you're like, nah man, I can't do this. And that's what I mean. I don't mean like I don't want to hurt you guys, because I love Pisces. I love Pisces people. I love Pisces. They're one of the signs that I usually, the reason why I ask people for what's their zodiac, even though I can usually tell pretty early on, is because I want to know if they're a Pisces. If they have a Pisces moon, Pisces rising, or Pisces sun, I immediately, the way I communicate with them changes. And the reason why that happens is because I know how sensitive you guys are, and I know that there's certain things that you guys can't tolerate on some level. There's like, and I told this to it's funny because I was giving a kind of like a little speech, I guess, about this when I was hanging out with the girls a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling them, I was like, listen, and one of my friends who was there is actually a Pisces, and it's funny because she was just laughing and nodding the whole time. I was just like, listen, I feel like everybody just needs to leave Pisces alone. They just need to be like given whatever tools they need to like paint and draw and explore their mind, and just be open and nurturing, and like just be with themselves. They just need to be left alone. Like, everybody stop trying to come for Pisces. That's honestly how I feel. Pisces need a lot of just like away from people time, because people don't give them the space to be innocent, and so they need that space. I just feel like that's honestly how I feel. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for that, but because I say that, I feel like you guys should just educate yourselves on what happens, and so then even though it'll hurt, you'll feel more aligned with your belief as to why you won't do that thing. So for example, I'm not saying all of you guys should be vegans. That's not what I'm saying. I feel like everybody should eat better. I think that's fair. But if you at least educate yourself on food, on how it's grown, on like what happens, on what it's doing to the planet, I feel like you guys will feel the pain the most, which again, I don't want to hurt you guys, but it's the only way to make you guys see and feel the pain of everything else. So then that way you'll make healthier choices. I hope that makes sense. But that's just how I feel. So I would say, Pisces, if you're trying to trick yourself to be happy, take some time to educate yourself on what happens to your food, your habits, whatever, your body. If you're trying to focus on a specific thing like working out, what happens to your body when you don't, like do some research and really fill out and learn and see how it affects others and see how it affects animals. That's like the big one. I've never seen a Pisces not like be down with like hurting animals. Like I've never seen a Pisces be like, yeah, kill them all. Like somebody show me a Pisces that does that, because I'm gonna be like, yo, I need to see your chart, your placements, where is your Aquarius at? I say this because Aquarius is really detached, so they can like find ways to be like, I'm separated from this idea because of this. But I will just need to know where the other placements is at. I'm just saying you would have to send me the chart. But for the most part, I feel like Pisces is the one that's like, oh my God, this hurts. And they can stay in that place. And I don't want you guys to stay in that place, but I want you guys to at least do something for yourselves because that place exists somewhere else. So don't dwell too much in that place, but at least come out of that place saying, you know what, I'm not going to contribute to it. In whatever way that helps you be healthier. That's my little thing. I'm sorry that lasted the longest out of all the other signs, but I had to explain it to Pisces so they won't get mad at me. And you know, I'm not trying to hurt you guys. I'm just trying to help you guys heal a little bit. Okay, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Mutable signs. Okay, Gemini. This is an interesting one because I feel like Geminis will probably be the first ones. Like, it's crazy because I've seen Geminis, I've seen Geminis be like, all I eat is this, I don't do this. There's this one Gemini that was like, I don't paint my nails because it's toxic, because I don't eat this, that. And then literally like 3 months later, they'll be like Snapchatting about it or whatever. And I'm like, what? Granted, Gemini is the one that needs to try out everything. They're the kids. They need to explore and touch that. And again, it's almost like Pisces in a way. Like, they need to be out here exploring. It's just that they don't feel as much pain from what they find out. If anything, they mentally process it and it can get overwhelming and stuff. But it's still important for them to mentally, in many ways, like Pisces, educate themselves into what's going on, because when they know and they can communicate the wrongs about something, when a Gemini feels very passionately about something, I don't want to say they'll always stay in that route, because look at our president anyway, but they'll at least, for the most part, they'll preach it to others as well. But they'll try to align themselves to it on some level. This won't happen to all Geminis. Some Geminis will fall trapped to preaching the thing but not actually acting upon the thing. But at least allowing yourself to know about what goes on, is the same as Pisces, will give you more of a space into acting on it for yourself, to actually be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that anymore. That doesn't feel good. If mentally it doesn't feel good to you, you might be able to stick with it. This also has to do with your other placements, because if you have more grounding placements, you'll be able to kind of stick to something. But even me, I have a Gemini moon and I'm a Capricorn stellium. I have ate stuff that I shouldn't have been eating. I mean, it happens to all of us, especially I live in New York. If I go to work and there's like nothing healthy around me, what am I supposed to do? So yeah, I do fall into the habit of, you know, sometimes breaking it, and once a week or something like that, like I'll eat not good. And that's something that it has to do with the mind as well. You need to watch the quality of your thoughts, and how, one of the things I noticed from having a Gemini moon is how I kind of mentally build up certain things. Watch the quality of your thoughts, Gemini, because we love to be like, oh my God, I want some chocolate, and then we can't stop thinking about the chocolate. And that happens to me all the time. You can ask my boyfriend. I'll just be like, oh my God, I want the chocolate. I want some chocolate. Bring me some chocolate. And I'll text him like, yo, bring me some chocolate. And that was like months ago. I was like addicted to chocolate for like 2 months. And he was just like, I'm not buying more chocolate. And then he would buy me more chocolate. But it's still like we love to like mentally continue to think about the thing until it becomes like the thing that we want, and then we go get that thing. That's usually why I end up having those weekly, 1 day a week things, and I'm just like, I really want this. Oh my god, I should go to the store and just get it. Oh my god, how much money do I have? Oh, I could go get it. I think I'm gonna go get it. And then it's just like that thought process right there is not a healthy thought habit. So I would say try challenging yourself, Gemini. Open yourself up to more options. See, this is why I started doing the 1 gallon a day challenge. And because of that, I started like daily, like, no, I need to drink water, but I also need to make sure I'm eating properly and all this stuff. Like I started, when you mentally challenge yourself, you're not thinking about the chocolate. You're thinking about, I gotta drink all this water, and I'm gonna be in the bathroom all the time. So if you can find a way to kind of, I guess, confuse your mind or deflect it from other thoughts, then you can make healthier choices. Gemini. Okay, so Sagittarius, how to trick yourself to be healthier. This is interesting because I feel like the easiest way, I feel like Sagittarius is maybe a little bit easy with this because you guys will be the first ones to want to try something new. So I would honestly say that if all you've been eating is American food or like a specific culture's food, like, oh, you've been eating Spanish food all your life or whatever, open yourself up to other foods out there. See how you would like something else that might actually be interesting for you, as far as like you might end up liking it. Try also, again, if you want to try, like, I know vegan fast food is kind of picking up a little bit, and I love eating vegan fast food because it never feels, I don't feel guilty about it. And I feel like Sagittarius would just have fun exploring, because again, they're super like, let's go on an adventure. Go on a food adventure, especially if you live in a city. It's a lot easier, but if you don't, if you know of a new restaurant that opened up, go and explore. Go, like, try new things, try to cook something new, try to open yourself up to new things. That's super Sagittarius. Like, I don't know why would you guys would block yourself off to food. The easiest way for you guys to be more open to tricking yourself healthier is just to be yourselves. Some signs have it harder than others. I'm sorry, Pisces. I love you so much. But Sagittarius just needs to be themselves and be more open. But I know Sagittarius that are kind of a little bit thick-headed, but just be more open. Be more open with your body. And also, I would say aligning with the rest of what I said with Pisces and Gemini, also educate yourselves, because you guys are also a sign of higher knowledge. So educate yourself on how it affects your body, how it affects you energetically. For my spiritual Sagittarius is out there, how what you're consuming is damping you. Oh God, you guys will love that shit. Do that. Educate yourselves. Be open to trying new things. Go on an adventure. Travel for food. Like, make sure when you're traveling and when you're out, you're trying new things. You're like, I never tried this before. Let me try it. Like, open yourself up. And when you're in that realm of being your natural, beautiful, awesome selves, then you can actually make healthier choices. And then the last one, I'm trying to remember what the last one is. Hold on, because all these signs in my head. I said Pisces. Virgo, of course. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot Virgo. I'm sorry. I love, like, Virgos are actually some of my favorite people. A lot of Virgo, like, love. Fun fact. In one of my past lives, when I was an Egyptian high priestess, I was actually a Virgo in that lifetime. But I had a lot of karma to clear up from that. Damn stubbornness, yo, the Virgo life. Okay, let's talk about Virgo. So, Virgo, y'all gonna make me mad in this because you guys rule health. You guys rule the goddamn body. You guys rule health. You guys can manifest health illnesses like this. So, I would say same with Gemini. You guys need to educate yourselves on how the things you're eating affects your body, but you guys also need to, again, your earth signs, you guys also need to focus on your bodies as well. Make sure that you're taking that your vessel into a huge consideration, because it affects your spiritually, mentally. You again, you can do that thing where you can fall into bad habits just by thinking about it. That mercurial thing, that Gemini thing that I was talking about, that also is a Virgo thing. So I would say with Virgo, you guys could trick yourselves to be healthier by growing your own food. I would say the same as what I said for Capricorn. You guys can compost. That's definitely a really cool thing to do, and it would help you guys if you have a goal for composting and you start a composting practice. You guys can then see how you're eating and what you eat and what you're putting in the bin, and then go take it, like recycle the compost, and then come back every week and do it that way. That's another way to trick yourself. But you guys really just need to be aware of how the things you're doing is affecting your body, it's affecting your mind, it's affecting your emotions. So doing and being knowledgeable about that is important for Virgo. How is all really coming back to you? Paying attention to your habits, questioning yourselves. Virgo's about analyzing. We're going to talk about this in the Virgo motto mantra next month. But Virgo's about analyzing. Analyze your damn habits. Analyze yourself. Take some time, pull yourself back, have a conversation with yourself. This applies to Gemini too. Even though Gemini will be the least to stick with it. Virgo is an earth sign, so they're more grounded in it. So they could be like, I bet I'm not gonna do that because I'm not aligning with this, and then they can really think about it. Gemini would be like, okay, all these thoughts, and then, oh, I want ice cream, and then they won't stop thinking about the ice cream. I'm sorry, it's one of the things about myself that I'm like, anyway, so this is like the longest out of all the videos, goddamn. So for Virgo, analyze your behavior and then try to implement just one thing, one different thing, whether it's drinking more water if you want to try the gallon of water challenge, whether it is drinking more tea. Anything that has to do with the earth is actually really great for Virgo to work with. Virgos are a top tip perfect shape when they're can we just talk about Beyonce for a second? I mean, even she said it. She was like, she went vegan, she did the 22-day vegan challenge thing, and she was like, oh, it's so different, and like, I've never done this before, but it felt really great. And she's a Virgo, so it's like, I'm not saying you guys need to go cold turkey, but I'm saying that you guys are probably the most out of any sign that needs to focus on health, because you guys rule it, and because you will get wrecked if you don't. You guys can manifest illnesses so quickly just from your mind. So last thing you need is to mentally make your vessel sick. So make sure you're analyzing your behavior. Try to add one new thing into your daily that's actually healthy for you, whether it's meditation, and then if you're meditating, maybe you want a smoothie after, like whatever it is. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's something, I feel like it aligns with Cancer as well, something that has to do with spirituality that will help you physically as well. Learn how to cook something, learn how to like work with your hands. I feel like all these things can like help Virgo out with like the rough spots. Like, I mean, I know that there was one Virgo I know that he eats is McDonald's. I know another Virgo that all he eats is pizza. One of my managers, oh my god, every single day at lunch all he eats is pizza. Fun fact about him though, all he wears is red shirts. It's hilarious because I'm just like, that's the root chakra grounding, like, oh my god. But all he eats is pizza. He makes bum as cornbread though. He can get it for that. Like, I told him all the time, like, you make bum ass cornbread, that shit is moist. But everything else is just like pizza, 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 chips, pizza, 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 chips. It's crazy. Like, try it. But the thing is that you see how I just said that's all he eats? If he were just to add, like, I don't know, instead of soda, water, or instead of like chips, a salad, or, you know, just implementing one thing that can maybe change that the trajectory of the direction that we're constantly going over again and again and again and again and again, you might be able to make some healthier choices, and you might end up down the line being able to analyze your behavior and seeing how it's actually benefiting you or not. That's my rant on Virgo. I'm not mad at Virgos. Get mad at me for that. They just be straight doing the same thing. I'm sorry. This happens a lot. I'm sorry. I love Virgos though. I have like a lot of people that like in this lifetime that I've met that are like either heavy Virgo placements or just Virgos, and they're usually very stubborn as hell. Like, Lord Jesus Christ, I'm an earth sign, but I'm not that stubborn. I can be stubborn, but I'm not that stubborn. And it's really about breaking that up. Don't be stubborn with yourselves. You don't have to listen to me being like, oh, yeah, Abby told me to go implement something, so I'm gonna do it. No, listen to yourself. Analyze yourself. This is why my tip for this is to analyze your own behavior, because you are your worst judge And you're the ones who can really say, you know what, I have been kind of messing up. So I don't need Abby to tell me that I'm messing up. Screw Abby, whatever. I'm just gonna pull it back and be like, okay, let me have a conversation with myself. You guys do this anyway, so just do it about your health. Like, what can I add that can maybe help me out right now? What do I need? Listen to your body, listen to your thoughts. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't get mad at me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini series. Let me know how you feel about it, what your thoughts are. And don't forget to subscribe and everything. I will see you guys next time.